Hello everyone, it is me, GamePenguin21, and today, well, we're going to be looking at a specific video that a lot of people seem to be covering. Now, there's a lot of things out there to cover in the wide gaming world, but, the wide world of the internet specifically. But today we're going to focus in on one in particular by Reforge Gaming. Now, Reforge Gaming himself, essentially, is a YouTuber I wanted to cover for a while, but unfortunately, his content mainly revolves around him giving a lot of shorts, opinions, and stuff like that. But I came across this on Twitter, and a lot of other people seem to be covering this. At least Fertanga covered this guy because he got crowbarred into a video at the last second. But I wanted to cover this because this is an interesting clip to be talking about, because he has a lot of these similar sorts of mindset clips throughout the entirety of his channel. Now, majority of the screenshots and stuff that I have of him seem to be trying to focus in on being as neutral as possible, and I have a bunch of his shorts that I would love to cover in a major upscaling video of it, but quite honestly, this dude uploads so regularly that those videos would easily get buried under a lot of the stuff. And to be honest, this is probably the only clip of Reforge Gaming that I really need to talk about that's worthwhile to talk about, because most of the other stuff that he says is just inconsistencies upon stupidness upon dumbassery, I guess. So yeah, in all honesty, there's a lot to cover here. Well, there's not a lot to cover here, but I want to make this video quick, and yes, I did decide to upload 3 videos this week, so unfortunately, I'm going to be taking next week off for my own sake. I just wanted to upload these 3 videos really quickly to get them out there and celebrate the 275 subscribers this week. Give you guys a lot of content to sift through while more things happen in the gaming industry. I might just continue my schedule of uploading just on Tuesdays as well, but I had off this week and I had a whole bunch of other stuff that I wanted to get done. And in all honesty, I still will do streams and stuff like that throughout the week. So please do make sure that, well, this is probably up by the end of the week, but I will still do streams mostly on my weekends. Check the Twitch channel, check the other stuff. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe like all the other YouTubers talk about. And let's get into this video, because I've wasted enough of your time already.
I'm going to help you out, because everybody gets off in left field on this. If Burger King was trying to buy Coca-Cola, and they were going to give McDonald's a contract that would let McDonald's keep Coca-Cola in their restaurants, but it was a worse deal than McDonald's has right now, they have every right to reject the offer and also try to block the acquisition. Why? Because Coca-Cola...
First of all, this analogy sucks for a number of reasons. The biggest reason is that you're trying to compare the restaurant industry and the soft drink industry to the gaming industry, which is slightly different than the actual deal and shit that's been going on right now. Now, again, it's not a terrible analogy, but it is it's a fucking terrible analogy. It makes no sense, because, one, you have to suspect that Burger King can even buy out Coca-Cola. There is no fucking way in any universe is conceived in this entire reality that Burger King could ever buy out Coca-Cola, at least where they currently sit. Now, I guess that the only thing that analogy has is that Burger King is apparently third in the restaurant game, I guess. But at the same time, barring that Burger King could never buy out Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola could easily just say, fuck you, Burger King, and walk away, Activision can't do that for several reasons. If they went to McDonald's, it would be more than McDonald's complaining for a lot of different aspects. Because, again, in this same analogy, Burger King would then have to go to Wendy's, have to go to all the other restaurants in this space to be able to give these same contracts out to McDonald's. But at the same time, again, if McDonald's themselves couldn't buy out Coca-Cola, why the fuck would Burger King buy out Coca-Cola? And it's also really weird, because I'm fairly certain that there's a lot of places that don't carry Coke products because they can't afford them or something like that. And that's why they carry things like Pepsi, because Pepsi is a little bit easier. But again, this analogy is stupid, because it makes, you have to suspend your disbelief that the entirety of the restaurant market would not be completely shifted if one company that was a restaurant company in a completely different fucking market than Coke is, like, even conceivable. Because you're not comparing the same thing. I think it would be more accurate to say if Burger King were to buy out the Wendy's brand. Because at least in that space, that makes a little bit more sense because they're both in the restaurant business. However, you're trying to compare Coke, which is more or less in the soft drink business, which is a completely separate business, not really remotely connected to the restaurant business because most of the restaurants could fail and they could still make a fuck ton of money. Maybe not as much, but still a lot of fucking money. Whereas Wendy's, if they fail, they are in the restaurant business more or less. And again, it's been said that Mickey D's, or McDonald's as people call it as well, they themselves aren't necessarily all in on the restaurant business. They're more in a different subsidiary business that's somehow very vehemently related to that business, because it's like the whole thing with their franchises, and they're in the real estate business and whatnot. But it's still a stupid, dumb analogy because you're trying to protect an acquisition that's not like a major need. Again, if for whatever the fuck reason Burger King were to try to attempt to buy out Coca-Cola, that would most likely be seen as a detriment to the rest of the industry that they presented in. And more or less, a lot of the same developers have come out and said that this is actually sorely needed for competitive sake, because it's just dumb. Anyway, stupid analogy aside, went on a little bit too long.
Is endemic to the revenue streams of McDonald's, and their competitor buying Coca-Cola could irreparably harm them. So Microsoft trying to buy Call of Duty, and Sony saying, listen, we got a great thing going with Call of Duty right now. We don't want this to happen. Oh, well, we'll give you this deal. I don't want your deal. I've got a great deal right now.
Oh, Jesus. They offered the deal, and if they don't want the deal, that's just their fucking stupid, dumbass take that they've had. Yeah, certainly, they don't have to take the deal if it's presented to them. But I would say at least go into talks with Microsoft if you really want to keep Call of Duty for it. And the thing is that they say that there's a lot that is present in this that say, oh, well, there's in systemic to the failures of it. It's like, no. Even still, if you were to continue with this analogy, Mickey D's, I'm just going to keep calling it that because I can't think of McDonald's for some reason, but Mickey D's is not systemically there for Coca-Cola's sake. If they dropped Coca-Cola tomorrow, they could probably strike a better deal with Pepsi and then make more money if they really wanted to, but they don't, because Coke would not want that, because Mickey D's, because whatever the fuck is in McDonald's, more or less is seen as the best. So if you want the best, it's better for branding purposes to keep yourself within that same space. Or again, it's better for those purposes to keep yourself in multiple places at once. But this, again, makes no sense because you're still comparing the restaurant / soft drink industries, which are two completely separate industries on two completely separate levels. What you're talking about is the gaming market. The gaming market / industry is one industry. Game developers exist within a subsidiary of game publishers, and those gaming publishers exist in a subsidiary of the fucking tech market. So they're all very much so related and connected at the hip very clearly. Whereas the soft drink industry isn't as connected in that. They exist within the similar spaces, but they don't all need to rely on business-to-business transactions and stuff like that. That's not how those businesses are often run. And again, you're defending this company, which will be coming up pretty soon within this clip.
The whole mentality and the whole narrative of they're scared or they're mad or they're angry or they're crying, you're projecting emotion onto a multi-billion-dollar corporation who is legally obligated.
No, they're not. If they were legally obligated to protect their revenue streams, which they are not really. I mean, they have an investment in it. They have an investment and an incentive to do it, that being money, to go ahead and actually make the purchase and stop this acquisition to the best of their ability. That's not to say that they have a legal incentive. There is no one in the law that is putting a gun to Sony's head to say, hey, protect these streams, unless you're the upper echelon or at the top of the pyramid of the actual fucking thing. And like, if that was really the case, they would get lawyers involved and start to sue Microsoft for that. That if they were actually legally obligated to do that, but they know that they can't because they don't have any stance on it. It's stupid and dumb to assume that they have to legally, like literally legally, actually fucking do the shit that you're saying. Again, and why do you feel the need to say that we're projecting our emotions on an emotionless company? People do that all the time, right? In a more clowny and memey way. It's a meme. It's a joke. It's literally a fucking joke that this sort of stuff happens, and that's what it is. You're trying to turn a meme/joke of us saying, they're mad, they're upset, they're crying and stuff. Like, I put that in my thumbnails and in my titles all the fucking time. Is the person actually crying? No, they're not. They're complaining and they're bitching about it, absolutely. But they're not actually like, tears crawling down my face, the single tear coming down. It's like, no, that's not what they're fucking doing. Because that's not how that works. How it works is they're scared. Yes, they're obviously fucking scared. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to vehemently stop this goddamn deal because they're upset as to the fact that this could, in theory, cut into their revenue stream. In theory, of course. It's been proven that way in Sunday that if they actually put fucking effort into shit, then things would be different. If they just, say, signed the 10-year deal, for whatever reason, if they signed that deal, it is a legally binding contract. Whatever, they could have easily, and I'm like 90% certain that they could have easily gotten their own lawyers involved and just went into talks with Microsoft. Like, it's not that hard. They came to you with a contract. If you wanted to actually, like, if you were for the gamers, as you say, and not for your own fucking purposes, which clearly this is a move by Sony to do, then this would be a completely different story. I would also like to say this. The biggest thing for me that there is that Microsoft is turned over and become better has always been Minecraft and stuff like that, where Minecraft is a Microsoft-owned property, right? Microsoft owns the companies and people involved in creating Minecraft. Yet, for fucking years, I assure you that Sony was the one that was blocking crossplay, and that's why they were the ones that got the last bit of crossplay when crossplay was finally put on PlayStation to be able to be used across all the platforms. And again, they could still pull it. Like, I 100% think that they probably have a contract for Minecraft for whatever reason that they can't pull it right now, but they could have. They could have easily pulled it when they bought Minecraft. Like, I think that the original PlayStation version was put out a year or two before the in talks, or they bought it out, or they bought out the people that made Minecraft. Like, it's not difficult to assume
there is
that
a
Minecraft
huge
itself could easily thrive on just the three platforms.
A huge
and be like a big system draw. But it wouldn't be as popular as it was. It's stupid. Anyway, I got very angry.
To protect its revenue streams, and
sorry
that's
for all the
all
yelling
they're
and
doing.
stuff like
Your
that.
inability to see
this
that
is probably
your
going
own
to be
fault.
the most angriest that I get this week. And
they're
quite
literally
honestly,
doing what they're legally obligated to do.
I've been wanting to cover this guy for
and
a
you
while.
can't see that because
this dude
it's personal.
Right here,
they're mad. They're
clear
angry. Why are you talking in personal
100%
language?
incentive. Why do you feel the need to run your mouth
neutral
about a major
is to
company
someone
that
like
doesn't give a
Kraken,
shit about you? Where they why do you feel the need to defend them and say that they're legally obligated, which they are not, speaking out to both actually go in
and it's
exactly this and stuff do like their and stop this merger. And they're not legally obligated to do that. They might be under contract, which is more of a policy thing, and could get fired. I can back it up. They might have a monetary incentive, absolutely. But there is no I never say that I'm an expert in place that says a company must protect their revenue stream at all costs. Point to me the law, and I will eat my fucking words. But honestly,
like Sony's some petulant child that walked into the room.
This video pissed me off.
A multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
Jim
anyway,
Ryan,
don't send any hate towards this guy. He has a monetary incentive not really worth it to do what don't send any whatever the fuck sentence there, bro. Just say, hey,
has a legal obligation
blah, blah, blah,
to do
I never
what he is doing.
Like, to rise up.
That's what he's required to do it. If he fails to protect the revenue streams and the profit margins of Sony,
like, comment, favorite, and subscribe.
He could be fired.
We know that Sony doesn't care. We know that Sony's not huddled in a corner actually crying about this music stuff, which is also they're bitching and moaning, but they're not crying. Decided to. Like, and when I say bitching and moaning, I mean like they're actually playlist of all of my like commentary content. If you want to watch them giving out these interviews, saying we're painting that ourselves as the good guy, we're the good people, we're trying to fight for the gamers, even though that's not what the fuck going to be happening at all. My name is tired of this narrative. This video you're trying to and Reforge Gaming should be named to and fire. You come out of your way, stupid pun. Out of your fucking way. And a piece to defend Sony, a multi-billion-dollar company that you said was a multi-billion-dollar company. You feel the need to defend Sony's actions and condemn Microsoft's actions, even though both companies are protecting their own interests. And you're saying that they are legally obligated to do so. Legally obligated under what? Under their contract? Because I don't fucking understand that at all. I would say that the only thing that in that contract would be that you represent the PlayStation or Xbox brand. Absolutely. That's not a legally obligation that you have to do. It's more or less a thing that just exists within the contract or just wording. You're not legally obligated to maximize profits. You are monetarily incentivized to maximize profits for your own gain. Yeah. Tell me you know what the fuck a job is without telling me you don't know what the fuck a job is. It's stupid. Like, you're telling me all these lies, these sweet little lies, my guys, my understanding individual. This is why I've been wanting to cover you for so goddamn long. If you are, like, pissed at this guy, go and watch his YouTube shorts. It's exactly the same goddamn energy that he has, where he not only is he's better than Crap Gamer, I will give him that. But at the very least, not by much. Like, I would say Crap Gamer on a YouTuber scale is a 1 out of 10. Like, he is awful, flip-floppy, and disgusting. This guy, a 1.1 out of 10. He came up in my feed like once or twice, and I went down the rabbit hole of finding a bunch of his YouTube shorts, and all of them just gave me the sense that this guy just seems so insecure and not like confident in anything that isn't Sony or something like that. It's dumb. But yeah, I love the fact that people like this just don't understand memes or don't understand what the fuck a joke is half the time. We use that personal language because it gets people like you angry at us. And that's kind of what we want in terms of the engagement. And that was going to be the whole rest of the video up until a couple days ago. I had this whole video edited and was ready to have it scheduled to upload, which sucks because now I have to redo this part here, and I just decided it's not worth it to bust out the good microphone for this. So you get the headset microphone for this ending bit. Sorry in advance. But there was one more little bit I wanted to tack on to the end. I'm probably just going to get rid of my big rant at the end to try to shorten the video a bit. In any case, here is that final little clip to talk about, and I'll just get into my conclusion. And we'll talk about this clip as well.
Listen to what you're admitting. You don't even see the admittance. As you defend what they did with ZeniMax, you justify Sony's concerns. You don't even see it. You fight tooth and nail. They had every right to do that. They had every right. Oh, Well, you just justified Sony's concerns because Microsoft is using the exact same argumentation with Activision Blizzard, which means they could do the same thing, and according to you, they'd have every right to do it. You just justified all of Sony's concerns, and you don't even see it. The stronger and the harder these people defend Microsoft and Xbox and what they did with ZeniMax, the stronger you're actually inadvertently arguing in support of Sony's concerns. You just don't see it.
Okay, so in essence, me basically, this whole thing is a dumb argument for a number of reasons. The first of which is that it's a completely separate business decision and a completely separate set of circumstances in terms of this acquisition and Sony blocking it versus Sony not blocking the ZeniMax acquisition because of several different factors. One of, if not the biggest factors, is that they have very little actual reasons to do it because Call of Duty is already a very established title on all platforms. And that might be you saying, like, oh, well, that's actually justifying Sony's aspects because if they're already owning a company, that means they can take Call of Duty. It's like, yes, but do you know what other companies that they own that they can easily take away the actual game of? Again, I've said this for a while now, and I've said this throughout the entire video. Minecraft. They can take away Minecraft very easily. And it's stupid to assume that they wouldn't. I mean, they most likely wouldn't. Like 99% of the time, they would not, because Minecraft is available on everything still, and still like updated frequently, because Microsoft can just do that. I think that we're going to end up with more of a Minecraft situation rather than a Redfall situation, where certain games that were in development for Sony would not be in active development for other stuff. They honored the contracts, they honored this, they honored that, like, and it's still dumb because you're not in the room and you're still actively defending Sony like a petulant child trying to not share their fucking toys. Like, that's what Sony is. They don't want to share their toys, and they have to. Like, they might not want to. They would just want all the money to themselves, obviously. But they can't. And that's why they're upset about this whole acquisition for a number of reasons. Not least of which the fact that, yeah, they could lose Call of Duty. But guess what? They came with a 10-year contract. And, like, they came with a 2-year one. It's like, that's not good enough. 10 years. And then actively there for 10 years. With propriety and everything. But they didn't want that. And your previous video established that, oh, I don't want that because it's like McDonald's and stuff like. And again, that analogy is stupid because you don't know where the market's going to be in 10 years. You don't know if Call of Duty is going to royally fuck everything over and then the entire franchise is going to go down the hill. Very unlikely, but it could happen. Like, you're trying to justify a company's dumb decision. Again, if Microsoft is still in last place, and a lot of the people here are like saying it's sorely justified, why are you still defending them? And you're just like, it's hard to argue because everything that because I try to pick my words very carefully, and it's very easy to pick apart certain arguments. But you're taking this road where you're still defending Sony, but you leave just enough room so that way I have to very specifically pick my words, and so that way it can't be used against me. Because I try to make these videos so that way none of this stuff can be used against me, or like be thrown back in my face and be like, here, you said this, and stuff like that. I don't always victory, and I will be one of the first people to admit I'm fairly certain I've been a hypocrite a number of times. But still, it's stupid, and it's dumb, and it's just... Anyway, sorry for the mic quality and stuff like that. I just wanted to get this whole video out pretty quickly, and now I have to go back and tack this shit on to the end, but whatever. In my opinion, this is probably going to cut down a bit on the video, but it might not, and that might be whatever. But in any case, my name is GamePenguin21. This video and the other videos are just absolutely fucking stupid, and quite frankly, I am just so done, and I would just want this video to be uploaded for Mr. Reforge. Whatever. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and a peace off.